Ahead of the November 4th local government elections, voter trends are showing significant political shifts at municipal level. Since 2022, hundreds of seats have been contested, with the ANC recording the biggest losses. Well, we're going to be unpacking these by-election data right now with SABC News specialist researcher Maswele Ralebona. Maswele, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us, man. Really do appreciate it. Before we look at some of the numbers, I think it's important that we maybe talk about what a by-election is and how it actually comes about. Some people seem to be quite surprised by by-elections.
Yes. You remember that by-elections are only available in South Africa, or only happens in South Africa at the ward level. Ward level, why? Because we use the first past the post system, electoral system, which means the winner takes all. And if you win the ward as a ward councillor, it means that ward belongs to you as a ward councillor. If you resign, if you, in case of death, in case of termination of your membership of a political party, then you lose the seat completely. And the party that you were representing cannot replace you. IEC, within 90 days, according to the Constitution, they have to organize by-elections, and then that's how by-elections comes about.
So that's only true for ward councillors, not PR councillors?
Only for ward councillors.
Yeah.
Where we've got two systems in the local government sphere. It's a PR system, which is
proportional representation.
Proportional representation, and the first past the post system in these coming elections. PR is used to determine PR councillors in the council. Then the first past the post is used to determine ward councillors. There, it's where if you and I are contesting the elections as a ward councillor, let's say Ward 1, City of Johannesburg, and then it happens that you get 16, I get 15, another person gets 16. It doesn't mean that you and I can gang up together and beat the third person. You know, it only means there's a tie in the by-elections. And for the IEC will still need to determine who wins that ward. And the system that they use in case of draw, it's a toss of a coin.
Yeah, that blows my mind. The fact that if two ward councillors have the same amount of votes, the IEC determines the winner by flipping a coin. I must say, and apparently it's happened a few times.
It happens, I remember it happened somewhere in the Bembe district in 2011, and then it has happened in KZN. So a few times it happened, but it's rare in these elections.
Well, let's take a look at the numbers. Now, between the last election, that was in 2021, the last local government election, and the next will be November 2026, 432 seats have been contested. Do we have a sense of the spread around where a lot of those contestation happens? Which provinces were most affected? Do we have a sense of that? Yes,
we know that in case of provinces that were mostly affected by by-elections is KZN with about 99 of the 432 seats were contested in KZN, and then you've got the Western Cape, which follows KZN in case of by-elections, and then in the seats that changed hands in case of that were like when
someone else won that away from the party that originally had it.
Yes, it were 119 seats that exchanged hands.
If my math serves me right, that's just above 25% of those seats that were contested changed hands.
Yes. So going back to 432, you will realize that the IEC ran those 432 wards, or including the PR seats. I'll explain later why.
In fact, let's talk about that. What happened in Ditsobotla and Thabazimbi?
Yes, in Ditsobotla and Thabazimbi, in case of Section 139 of the Constitution, it allows the provincial government and the national government to dissolve a council if they deem it fit, if the council is no longer serving the purpose of a municipality. The Section 139 of the Constitution allows these two spheres of government to dissolve that council. And then in terms of that, in Ditsobotla, the municipality was dysfunctional. You remember Ditsobotla is at the same place where one of the big companies that I cannot mention the name had to relocate because they said there's no water, the roads are not functional, and then they relocated with the jobs of the people there. You know, because of the dysfunctionality of the municipality. Then the ANC was leading that municipality with about 52% of the votes after the 2020 elections. But they saw it fit that because we cannot solve the political issues there, we dissolve the municipality. And because it's a 39-seat council, it happened that they lost it.
If I understand it right, I might have it wrong, but please correct me if I'm wrong. Ditsobotla is also the only municipality in the country that's under national administration.
I can't confirm that, but I know it's still under administration.
Yeah.
But even that administration, it's creating problems because there are issues of councillors not getting paid or even employees not getting paid. There are issues of ghost workers in that municipality. Then we go to Tabazimbi. It was experiencing the same thing because I think since 2016, the municipality has been under a coalition government.
Yeah.
And then it was not, it had always been, you know, in a coalition government, there's a lot of trading tomorrow, a lot of leadership changes in the municipality, and then the municipality was dissolved under Section 139, and it went into the by-elections again, adding to the numbers there on top, and it happened that the ANC again, or the parties again, voters, created another hung council with their votes, and the ANC there, something that was not unusual but we knew it is possible, was that the ANC managed to retain the wards. Almost all the wards were won by the ANC, but because of the PR system that is used in the PR council seats allocation, the ANC didn't get any PR council, and the ANC lodged a dispute with the IEC. IEC sat down with the ANC to say, this is how we determine the seats when it comes to PR, because PR, proportional representation, means we work together. It's a democracy. And
it's about giving smaller parties an opportunity to contest meaningfully.
Yes, and then the ANC accepted the results, and as we speak, Tabazimbi is under coalition. We're not sure if it's now stable, but we haven't heard much about it since the last by-elections.
I want us to look at this slide, which gives us a sense of how political parties won and lost across the span of these by-elections. Now, of course, the MK party did not exist in 2021.
Yes.
So they were not on the ballot then, but they do have some seats. Tell us what happened there.
We were not expecting them here, but yes, the MK even won a seat before the 2024 elections. Immediately after they were registered, and then there were by-elections just before 2024 elections, they managed to get, I think, one seat before the 2024 elections, and then they went on to win 8 seats up to until April, when the by-elections were called off to prepare for the 2026 local government elections. And when you check those seats, many of them are from KwaZulu-Natal. And
what surprises me, though, is that the MK party managed to take a seat from the DA. One would imagine it's not the same voter base that they're contesting for.
You know, MK will shock you, because even in areas outside KwaZulu-Natal, because most of their seats are in KZN. Even in areas outside KZN, they will show you a voting pattern that in future shows that they are going to be problematic to a party that is in control of certain municipalities. Because if you check what happened recently in the areas in the Val, under Mfuleni, where the DA won the seat. The MK was also there to collect some votes. In Mpumalanga, they collected a lot of votes. In 2024, something that the Mpumalanga people must know is that Pixlikaseme and Mkhonto municipality, I think Pixlikaseme, they actually won They actually won. If we were to consider those results as for the local government elections, they actually won that municipality. And then it's between Pixel and Mkonto. They are very fertile ground for the MK.
Yeah. What I take away here is that since 2021, in all the by-elections that's taken place, the ANC and the DA are the biggest losers. And they seem to have lost quite a bit.
Yes, but we must also consider the fact that the ANC, out of 68 seats that they lost and 18 that they won, they managed to retain 73% of the seats that were contested, their seats. IFP, of course, is the biggest beneficiary from the ANC because IFP got 21 seats. Those 21 seats you see there, they got them from the ANC.
Wow.
Yes, and the only thing that stopped the IFP from collecting seats from the ANC is the MK, because after the launch of the MK registered to contest by elections, the seats that were usually being taken by MK, by IFP from the ANC, it started going to.
Is there a similar pattern here? The Patriotic Alliance gained 25 seats in by-elections, and the DA lost 20 seats. Is there a similar sort of cross-exchange that you see there?
Yes, the PA also got 25 seats. 11 of them are from the ANC, and 10 of them are from the DA.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and 15 of those seats are in the Western Cape.
Oh, wow.
15 of the
Does that mean that the PA actually has a presence in the Western Cape now?
In the Western Cape, the PA is the talk of the town based on the by-election results. The DA even had to ask questions about the funding, who's funding this party. Because to me, or in my own analysis, they can see that something is going to happen. Their base in the colored communities, especially in the colored communities, is starting to shrink because of the PA. Because if you come to Johannesburg, for example, you'll find that all the colored communities that had by-elections between 2022 and 2026, those seats were won by the PA. In Ennerdale, in Nuclear, in North Geseg. All those seats went to the PA.
Yeah, I want to go to the next slide because I want us to talk about what happens after that. You know, so 2021 left us with 70 hung municipalities, and of course, coalitions had to be formed there. How stable have those coalition governments been since those 70 hung municipalities?
Yes, let's talk to the third slide actually. So the 70 hung councils. As we speak now, there are more than 70 because of the by-elections.
Yeah.
So
the by-elections resulted in some hung councils.
Yes, because for example, I gave you the Ditsobotla, and at some point it was Solplachi in the Northern Cape. Yeah. After PA took a seat from the ANC in a colored community again in the Northern Cape. You know, and the Umvoti municipality. I don't know the situation now, but at some point it was a hung council after the results of the by-elections. So there's a lot that happens, but the only issue that happens, the only worry of many people about by-elections is that there's no stability in a hung councils, in a coalition arrangement. Reason being, in South Africa, the coalitions are not governed by any law. The Municipal Structures Act of 1998 doesn't say that after a hung council, after the election of the mayor or after you realize that this is a hung council, what happens next? It doesn't say. It's quiet. So you will remember not long ago there was a conference where political parties, including led by the deputy president, sat under one roof to discuss
what's to happen next.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we are out of time. But I do want you to come back because this is only the start of it. And I want us to zoom in on each province, particularly provinces that are hotly contested. Gauteng, KwaZulu-Natal, seemingly now the Western Cape. I'm surprised by that. That's what I've learned from this. The Western Cape seems to be fertile ground for contestation as well. Mpumalanga seems to be one of those provinces as well. And then we'll zoom in on each of those provinces to get a sense of it. But just in 30 seconds, what does this data tell you about what it is that you're potentially projecting and expecting for November this year?
Western Cape, of course, they have to watch. The PA is showing a very strong force in the colored communities. In Gauteng, we know the metros. Actually, all the 8 metros are hotly contested this time around. In Mangaung, for example, which is still under the control of the ANC, in Buffalo City, which is still under the control of the ANC. In Mangaung, the ANC didn't win convincingly in 2021, so anything can happen going into the 2026 elections. And in Mpumalanga, we are looking at Mkhonto, Pixlika Seme, and Mbombela, for example. But in many other areas, it looks like, especially rural areas, outside KZN, Western Cape, and Gauteng, the ANC looks like they're still safe.
Okay, well, we'll unpack those provinces in greater detail next time. We're going to have to leave it there. That is SABC News specialist researcher Maswele Ralebona talking to us through some of those by-elections numbers. 432 by-election seats were contested. My goodness, it's going to be a fascinating November elections this year.